This is A's Cast Live, your comprehensive look at the Oakland Athletics.
And the pitch is swung on, hit the right field, hit deep. Whitefield going back at the track, over his head, and over the wall. Do you believe that?
And 29 other MLB clubs.
Ramirez with a drive to deep right, away back, goal!
Go Hayes! Hits a bomb out there by the Rocks. And boy, oh boy, this third inning is now showtime.
It is a Judgian blast. All rise. Here comes the judge.
Join us as we take you inside the baseball universe, from humidors to spin rates to game-changing moments. We have you covered. Spend your afternoon with us next from the town, only on A's Cast Live. Here's Chris Townsend.
Happy opening day. Is it opening day? It's 4 o'clock. It feels like it's opening day, like we're starting on the road.
Well, a week from now.
And this is the first show of the year. It's 4 o'clock. It's not 11 o'clock. It's not 1 o'clock first pitch. It's 6 o'clock first pitch. We got the Rangers, right?
Yeah, Rangers tonight, which fitting, you know, looks like it's a ALS showdown already, and we're not even in the regular season. But
well,
yeah,
bring it on.
Rangers tonight.
Bring it on.
Here's how Cactus League finishes. Rangers tonight.
All right.
The Southsiders tomorrow.
Oh, we don't like them.
Brew Crew Sunday.
That's
Saturday.
That goes back to our AL battles back in the day.
Brew Crew Saturday.
Bring on Robin Yount.
When you think
where's Paul Molitor and Cecil Cooper?
I think of Raleigh Fingers. That's where I go back. Harvey's Wallbangers. And then you got the Giants in the exhibition series Saturday and Sunday.
Ugh. Saturday and Sunday.
No, sorry, Sunday and Monday.
Oh, wait. Oh, yeah. Sunday. I mean, I've been getting called. Ken Korak, the Hall of Famer, the voice of your Oakland Athletics, called me today. People are getting ready. It's like, hey, what are we doing Sunday? Sunday, we are doing the extended version of the pregame show. We are ready to rock.
I was told it's just the pregame, no postgame both days.
No postgame?
No post. Just pregame both days. And it's going to be the new format for pregame. It's going to be the 40-minute pregame.
833-625-2278. Give me a call.
Robert Koss is in the studio now if you want to talk to someone.
You know what my favorite is? Is when someone will throw a shot at me. Well, you just talked for 20 minutes and didn't take a phone call because you just want to hear yourself think. Oh, that's exact. You know what? You're right. I literally have already done a talk show. I've already done a pregame show, sat around for 3.5 hours and watched a baseball game. And now I want to do 20 minutes by myself in a postgame show without taking a phone call because I want more of me and less of you.
Seems logical, but it's not correct.
No, it's because no one's called in yet. Yeah, if I do 20 minutes in a postgame show and no one and I haven't taken a phone call, let me tell you, I'm out on an island by myself. And these jokers will be talking about, Townie just wants to hear himself talk. Townie's, oh, really? That's what it is. I've only been working all day. Now I need more talking time. Now, 833-625-2278 starting Thursday. Put it in your phone. You know how many people will reach out being, what's the number again?
I get a lot of those questions on our Athletics Cast 24 Twitter as well.
833-625-2278. All right. Couple things we need to get to. Because this will be the last show. This is my last spring training shirt. I've been wearing all my spring training shirts from this year. You like the gecko on it?
I do. I noticed that when you put it on.
This is the last spring training shirt. This is it. Because the box is in. Link Soul, our new clothing sponsor, will be Link Soul from here on out. Whenever you see us, we'll be wearing Link Soul. Link Soul. Go to their website, linksoul.com. They are the premier clothing, just not for golf, but they are in the business. As you see, a lot of PGA Tour players now wearing their clothing, but it's about style. It's about whether you're going to the beach, you're going out to dinner. It's polos, it's sweatshirts, it's sweaters, it's T-shirts, it's pants, it's swim trunks. It is flat out great clothing. It's going in style. Their fabrics are second to none. This is high end, baby. Linksoul.com, our new sponsor. We got the box today, the clothing. I've worn it before, but now to be a part of Link Soul, knowing the type of, put it this way, and you're like, Townsend, Link Soul, who wears Link Soul? You know who wears Link Soul? And you see it all the time, you just don't know it, is Steve Kerr. Steve Kerr wears Link Soul clothing, polos, T-shirts in his post-game pressers. You see it on NBC Sports Bay Area. Once you start seeing our logo that we're going to be wearing, the Link Soul logo, you'll start to realize, oh, damn, Steve Kerr's been wearing that for years. They send boxes to Steve Kerr every year, and Steve Kerr wears it. If it's good enough for Steve Kerr and it's good enough for Commander Cody, it's good enough for you. Linksoul.com. Happy to have him on board for the 2023 season.
I appreciate the. I have a whole new wardrobe now. I mean,
you got a whole new. You got polos, sweaters, and I got to tell you, I got out early today to play golf.
It was a little windy out earlier.
I realized something. It's going to be a cold start of the season.
It's supposed to be under 60 degrees next week. As of right now, Thursday in Oakland, it's going to be like 59.
It's going to be. We're going to, just to give you a little heads up of how it works on the field for Ace Cast Live, we're good until the sun goes over the Coliseum. And once the sun goes away, the temperature drops like 15 degrees. So we're going to have some nice sweaters we're going to be wearing early on in the season because it is going to be cold.
As long as it's not like it was in Arizona, I think we'll be okay. Where it was windy and then rainy and then, hey, I'll take the last day we had.
Windy. It was like a hurricane. It was like 70-mile-an-hour winds.
Yeah, I remember we were watching that flag whip around and we're like, well, it's probably
literally Paul Blackburn and Nick Allen are shivering out there with us. We're all bundled up going, hey, yeah, spring training. It's great to be here, Mesa, Arizona. It was nicer in January when we were there for fantasy camp.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I don't have my computer in front of me, but we want to honor somebody right now before we get into that because there's a few things that we need to get into. We're breaking down the Rangers today. We'll be going to Rangers camp, and Rangers have spent a lot of money. They're in.
$750 million the last 2 off seasons.
They're in it. They're in it. They're in it to be a part of it. So they're going to be an interesting. Are you buying or selling Rangers?
Sell.
All right. But before we do that, get my man on Baseball Reference, Jed Lowry. Jed Lowry, Stanford. We've had him on the show plenty of times. He has been really, really good to me over the years. I was his first A's interview. And to me, Jed Lowry was a grade A. He was a great Oakland Athletic. A lot of talent come out of Stanford. Everybody knew it, just couldn't stay healthy. But you know where he stayed healthy? Oakland. And the best years of his life. So, met his wife at Stanford. I mean, obviously, going to Stanford in college. And then his best years as a baseball player. I mean, the best years of his life have been in Oakland, been in the Bay Area. Palo Alto and Oakland. Jed Lowry was a baller for us. And, I don't think he'll get into the A's Hall of Fame. I'm actually going to salute the Giants. How about that? Mark the tape. I'm actually going to say something positive about the Giants. I do like their Wall of Fame. Right? I mean, there's guys that, you're not giving a statue to. You're not retiring the number. You're not putting them in your Hall of Fame. But they're really good players, and they should be honored. That's Jed Lowry. Jed Lowry was a extra base hitting machine for the Oakland Athletics. He's got the record for most doubles in a season at 49. How many doubles did he have as a net? You just had it up. 7 years for the A's. How many doubles did he have?
With the A's, Jed Lowry had 205 doubles.
That's a ton of doubles, man.
Yeah.
77 dingers and 205 doubles from a guy who played shortstop and then second base. Hell, he even played third at times when Bob Melvin needed it.
Don't sell him short on the 10 triples either.
10 triples?
Yeah.
Jeez. Jed, how many times did I say in the post-game show? I would say, Jed Lowry, bat him third, switch hitter, extra base hitting machine. That's the one thing. Like Bob Melvin could show up every day and go, Jed Lowry. Everybody else who knew. But there was a time for playoff teams that Jed Lowry was your middle of the order hitter. And was he great defensively? No. But I'll tell you what.
Yeah, you weren't asking him to be Roberto Alomar at second.
Nope. He didn't hurt you. He didn't make errors. I mean, Jed Lowry to me, and who he was, right? Jed Lowry was the type of A that really cerebral. You had the crazy guys, right? A lot of our friends are retiring. Josh Reddick's retiring. But Reddick was crazy. Johnny Gomes had to rein him in. I mean, he was crazy. He had some crazy guys, and we loved the crazy guys. Remember back in the day, in the early 2000s, late 90s, where they talked about the athletics clubhouse was it's like a frat house. It's crazy. Jed Lowry was not that guy. Jed Lowry was the real cerebral guy. Jed Lowry was the guy, the veteran player that anybody could go to. And you could ask about a lot of different things. Jed Lowry helped a lot of players with stuff away from the field, let alone behind the cage. He'd sit behind the cage and watch guys hit, pull guys aside. Hey, man, why don't you, hey, what are you thinking here?
Cage whisperer, as Vince Citronio calls him.
Cage whisperer.
That's what Vince called him, cage whisperer.
But he was also a whisperer off the field sometimes, and that's the stuff that that doesn't end up on OaklandAthletics.com. That doesn't end up on A's Cast Live. That's not ending up in the Chronicle or on Twitter. The conversations when we're all not there, the conversations on the buses, the conversations on the planes, these older guys help the younger guys. They help them with finances. They help them with relationships. They help you. Jed Lowry was a rock. He was a grade A, and I'm not overselling this. I mean, we didn't do a Jed Lowry. Jed was always good to us. We didn't have a Jed Lowry show. I like Jed Lowry a lot, but what I'm trying to tell you has nothing to do with personal. I think he's a hell of a guy. I think he's a great husband, parent, salt of the earth kind of guy. But as a baseball player for the Oakland Athletics, Jed Lowry was a baller.
I have two highlights for you from Jed. One's audio, one's video. Let's do the audio one first.
But can we just go over the doubles real quick? Just to give people an idea. No Oakland Athletic. Not Reggie, not Ricky, not Giambi, not Canseco. You name me the greatest offense, not Tejada. You think of the greatest Chavi, you think of the greatest
Cespedes.
Cespedes, my guy JD. Now JD's a guy that I'll overlook some things because I love JD. JD was my guy, but he was a terrific A.
Matt Olson
had a lot of doubles and dingers. Matt Chapman,
Marcus Semien.
Marcus Semien had arguably the greatest year of an Oakland Athletic.
Yeah. So was it 2019?
You could say if you go numbers for numbers, Marcus Semien had the greatest year of any Oakland Athletic.
It was a good year.
And you can go back to Philly. Probably the only guy that had a better overall, and he wouldn't even say overall because he wasn't the athlete. You got to go back to Double X Jimmy Fox. Might be the only guy. Canseco's 40-40 was pretty amazing.
Yeah, that was a big deal 34 years ago.
Pretty amazing. In a year where you're winning the division, you're not in last place like Bonds and A-Rod when they did it.
Oh, well, and Soriano.
Were they in last place?
They weren't very good either.
I mean, I know for a fact Giants were in last place when he did it. But still, it's amazing to go 40-40. But Jed Lowry, I mean, think about it. 49 doubles in a season. 49. Give me his doubles. It's shocking. I think it shocks people.
How many doubles he had per year?
Go down the years with the A's, his big years.
He had 45 his first year in 2013.
45.
And then he hit 29. Then he had...
Yeah, but the year he had 29, he had a bunch of RBIs and bombs, right?
Nope, 1650. Then he had 49 again when he came back in 2017.
Oh, I'm thinking about 18.
Yeah, 18 he hit 37 doubles, but he hit 23 homers and drove in 99.
He's your second baseman, 23 home runs, 99 RBIs, and oh yes, he's an all-star.
And then in 2021, he hit 28 doubles, but he also hit 14 home runs and drove in 69 at age 37.
Jed Lowry was a player. Am I overselling this?
No.
The numbers speak. Look at the year. He's 34 years old. He hits 267, 23 bombs, 99 RBIs, has an 801 OPS. He's your second baseman, and he's an all-star. I mean, Jed Lowry played for the A's 3 different times, and every time he played for the A's, he stayed healthy and he's productive. Let's honor the man. He was a terrific A.
Yeah, and quick spoiler, we're actually gonna talk to Jed tomorrow. He'll be on the show tomorrow.
That's what we do here on A's Cast Live.
Let's play this video. This is Jed Lowry's walk-off home run in 2021 versus Emmanuel Clase of the then Cleveland Indians.
Right field. That baby is gone. Lowry has walked it off against Emmanuel Clase. What a way to start the second half.
It's crazy to look and see
Who's the best closer in the game right now?
Emmanuel Clase.
And when you said formally, he's still there. They're now the
Guardians, yes. That's why I said then Cleveland Indians.
Yeah, you kind of went, what? I thought he was.
No, Clase, he's pretty
Something
good.
happened?
That kid's pretty good. I think he's going to be all right in his career.
I think he's going to be somebody I want to pick up in our fantasy draft.
Yeah, that's this weekend.
Everybody else, though, I'm taking strike throwers and batting average.
I had one already, and Stephen Kwan is on my team. He's actually one of my starting outfielders.
All right.
So Jed tomorrow we'll probably get him around 12:30.
Next, you said you had a.
The other one is a radio highlight of Vince Cotroneo when Jed broke the doubles record that I went back and found.
There you go.
In 2017
awesome.
versus, coincidentally, the Texas Rangers.
Here's the 2-1. Fly ball to center. Back goes to Shields. Still going back over his head, and he won't get it. It's up against the wall. Around first into second with a record-breaking double is Jed Lowry. His 48th of the year breaks the tie for the Oakland franchise record with Jason Giambi, which was set in 2001. It now belongs exclusively to Jed Lowry on a double over the head of Delino to Shields.
A's were losing in that game, but Jed breaks the record.
I mean,
think
September. About that. Hall of Famers, Reggie Jackson, Ricky Henderson. You think of Jose Canseco. You think of Marcus. You know, we said Marcus's year. We had a ton of doubles in that year. Jason Giambi. You think of all these guys. And great players, power hitters with speed. I mean, he's got the most doubles in franchise history in a season. 40. Not many guys in the history of baseball have done that.
The last guy I remember hitting a lot of doubles. Now, call me Lyle Overbay used to be a doubles machine.
Matt Olson hit a ton last year for the Braves.
Yeah, we'll see. Marcus Semien hit 43 in 2019. That's a ton. I mean, but he also let's just go over Marcus's numbers. He played in every game. He hit 43 doubles, hit 33 home runs, drove in 92, hit 285, and had an 892 OPS. Did I mention he played in every game?
Shortstop.
Matt Olson last year for the Braves hit 44 doubles.
I mean, it's a lot. Jed had 49. So congratulations to Jed Lowry on a phenomenal career. I'm not going to be shocked if he's back with us. Not as a player, but I'm not going to be shocked if Jed Lowry comes back in some form or fashion. I mean, why wouldn't you want him in uniform at spring training? Why wouldn't you want? Because I don't think Jed right now is going to jump to where his kid's age. We'll find out tomorrow. Jed Lowry will be here. But I don't think with his kid's age that he's going to jump right into a job. Doesn't need the money. He's made plenty of money. Wants to be around his kids. You know, we always used to talk to him about how much he loves to travel. So, but I think a must. I mean, you know what? Remind me, too, the next time we talk to David Forrest, we'll talk to him the first week of the season for the official David Forrest show. Have you thought about bringing Jed back? Special assistant to the GM, and put him in uniform. Put him on the back fields.
Fantasy camp.
Put him with oh my God, fantasy camp. Jed Lowry to fantasy. I'll play for Jed. Yeah, Jed. I mean, that's you want him. I mean, the guy's smart. He's really, really smart, and he's been through it all. He's been through the worst. He signs that big deal with New York and only played in 9 games in 2 years.
It wasn't very many.
That was eating at him. So he's had the highest of the highs, the lowest of the lows. I mean, some good moments in Boston. So
he had a walk-off in the ALCS in 2008.
I'm just saying it would be great to have him still around as an Oakland Athletic. I think no question about it. A couple of things we need to get into. We're going to have to get into a terrific article we've kind of been sitting on about owner and star player. And ownership actually going to star player and asking the star player what he thinks. Do we like it? Do you like it? Because some people just go, no. And then some people say, of course. Actually, a lot to get into there. And if there was an A that you'd go ask, who would it be? Think about that. Who we having on here at
Jared Sandler. He's one of the Rangers radio broadcasters. We've had him on before.
Yeah.
He'll be here at 4:30.
Okay.
And then the great Johnny D and Know Your Rangers Part 2. I found different questions to ask him.
Okay. I think I know the answer to this. Nolan Ryan is not the all-time strikeout leader for Texas.
Is not.
He is not. He is for Anaheim, though.
Yes. The guy that's the all-time leader in strikeouts is the
Charlie Huff.
Yep, Charlie Huff.
I have that. You didn't think I knew that.
What are the questions I have?
Know your Rangers. I know my Rangers.
What are the questions I have?
Scott Coolbaugh, is he one of the
okay. This one, all right. If
Gary Pettis, is he one of them?
Hopefully Johnny isn't listening. I have made 38 starts the past 3 seasons. Who am I?
Ranger?
He is now.
Oh, that's not fair. That's DeGrom.
That's Know Your New Rangers.
He has not played for the Rangers yet. He's not official.
All right, see if you know this one.
Doesn't he have to play for a game to be an official Ranger? Doesn't he have to participate in a game?
I think
he's
so.
under contract, but he has not technically participated in a game.
He's on the roster.
But
we set no boundaries.
Isn't
with
that
John.
true? Don't you have to play in a game to be
so.
Okay? All right.
Let's see if you know this one. I went to the same high school as Nolan Ryan.
Alvin, Texas.
Yep, Alvin High School.
Alvin High School.
There's only 2 guys that ever came out of Major League Baseball that played there. This guy's
Alvin, Texas. It's like population 8 people, right?
It's not very. I don't think it's very many.
I mean, the old videos you see of it when Nolan Ryan was growing up. I mean, there was like no stoplights, right?
Yeah, I only have 3 questions for it, so there's one other one. So hopefully Johnny can
He's on the Rangers now.
Currently is, yep.
No clue.
Nathan Eovaldi.
Alvin
School. The other one is, who was the last Ranger to win the AL MVP award?
Juan Gonzalez?
Nope.
Wait a minute. Pudge?
Nope.
Last Ranger to win. Not for them.
There's a Ranger here.
Hamilton?
Cincinnati.
On 2 years, Rangers.
Pudge? No, not Pudge.
Juan Gonzalez.
Juan.
You don't know.
A-Rod, I was going to say A-Rod, but he only won 1.
You didn't
A-Rod win 1?
I think he might won 2 because he won 3 MVPs. 1 in New York. I don't think he ever won in Seattle. I think A-Rod won 2.
Yeah. Hamilton won 2010. He hit 32 runs, drove in 100, hit 359, and had a 1,044
I'll take a wild
OPS.
guess here. Is Rafael Palmeiro their all-time hit lead?
I'd have to go and look.
Or Chris Young, maybe, probably. Rafi had a ton of hits for them.
All-time leader Rangers. Let's see. Oh, no, not New York Rangers. It's probably going to
Mark
be Gretzky.
Messier.
Wayne Gretzky.
Both of them did not play there long enough.
But Messier did win a title, though.
Oh, he predicted it.
Their best WAR player ever was Well, you're looking, so it was.
I'm not even. I don't know where I'm looking. What? Their best WAR player of all time, Juan Gonzalez.
You said Chris Young, but I think you meant Michael Young.
Michael Young.
Michael Young's the answer. Yes.
Chris Young's the GM.
Yes, he is.
Out of
Princeton.
Played in the tournament for Princeton.
Who are playing in the Sweet 16?
The Princeton Tigers?
That's correct.
Okay. The other thing I want to get into is, a lot of people have been asking me opening day starter. And before we get to Jared, and let me know when we need to break.
No, probably in a minute.
Okay. I've been sniffing around. But here's a legitimate question. You know how I feel about it, but, I'm like, old Space Mountain. And you have to know that WWE reference.
Oh, WWE. That's what makes it even better.
Is it WWE? It's WWE.
It was TNA.
TNA.
Impact Wrestling.
Yeah. They tore Space Mountain down, Ric Flair. Does it really matter anymore? Does it really? Now that, let's face it, you can't have it both ways, right? Can we at least agree on that? You can't have it both ways where you've degraded starting pitching. You've said wins don't matter. Record doesn't matter. Innings don't matter. Right?
Yes.
It's just strikeouts per 9 is the number one thing you're looking at. So now you're going to tell me who's starting opening day is a big deal?
I think when you asked me this earlier, I said I think it matters to guys like if you have a Scherzer and DeGrom.
So now you want
Scherzer, Verlander.
So now you want you want it all now. You want to pick and choose when it matters and when it doesn't.
I threw out the name who I think would be the A's opening day starter. Then I'll bring it up again and see if you'll really be surprised with who it is.
But do you see what I'm saying? Because if our opening day starters now are projected to just go 4 innings, we're hoping to get 5. It really doesn't. It used to be a big deal, right? You were the opening day starter.
Yeah, you were going to pitch deep in the game.
You were the guy. You're the opening day guy. We're going to get 30-plus starts out of you. You're the guy. You're the lead horse in the rotation. Now, so it's like, you want your cake and eat it too? You want to tell me it doesn't matter, but it does matter? When does it matter? When doesn't matter? I don't know the rules anymore.
I don't think anyone knows the rules anymore.
And by the way, has baseball gotten into the cancel culture world? It's amazing how people flipped out about stuff that's been said about Ohtani and Trout in the WBC. It's amazing. Like a lot of hate. Like, can we all just settle down? I mean, seriously, are these guys really not above reproach at all? You can't say, you say anything bad and it's like, fire him. That guy should lose his job. Like, in sports, really? But coming up next, we will get back to who we think. I have at least found out 2 guys who won't be.
Yeah, most likely.
No, they won't be.
Yeah. Possibly 3.
I know 2 guys that
sure.
won't be for sure. Opening day starter. But coming up next, know your Rangers right here on A's Cast Live.
This is Chris Townsend. There are 2 things that are a must for me: comfort and style. Whether I'm playing golf, going to dinner, I've got to have the right feel. That's why I've partnered with Link Soul, and you're going to love Link Soul. They have just released their new spring line, new fabrics for their polos, lightweight and perfect for technical performance. Link Soul also has new styles for their layers and hoodies with cool prints and seasonal colors. You know what they say in the big leagues: look good, play good. Go to linksoul.com. That's linksoul.com.
It's that time of the year. Single game tickets are now on sale for the 2023 season. Secure your tickets for some of the biggest matchups, fireworks, drone shows, giveaways, and more. From opening weekend against the Angels to the 50th reunion of the 1973 World Series team, to unique giveaways like Pit Viper glasses. There is so much happening at the ballpark this season. Don't miss out on other homestands as we take on the Giants, Padres, Yankees, Cubs, and Braves. Visit athletics.com/tickets to get yours now. That's athletics.com/tickets.
Chevron with Techron has unbeatable engine cleaning power, and it gives you unbeatable mileage for all kinds of unbeatable destinations, like time in the sun at the beach, or time in the sun riding roller coasters, or a day in the sun hiking mountains. Well, probably just one mountain would be enough for a day, but hiking a mountain is still an unbeatable choice for how to spend time. Download the Chevron app now to get unbeatable mileage at locations near you.
If you're looking for a new mattress, Nest Bedding has you covered. Sleep on the same mattress Hall of Famer Ricky Henderson sleeps on. Nest Bedding is the #1 brand of online mattresses and the Bay Area's favorite mattress store. Take home the Easy Breather pillow. The New York Times calls it their #1 pick. You can navigate their easy-to-use website, nestbedding.com. That's nestbedding.com. Green and Gold fans, use the coupon code Oakland and you get 10% off your entire order. Nest Bedding, love where you sleep.
Thanks to the Xfinity 10G network, my little brother's friends won't leave our house. When I was their age, internet with basically no interruptions was a pipe dream.
You sound like my grandpa.
Now through April 23rd, new customers can get 200 megabit Xfinity internet during our limited time Xfinity 10G network launch celebration for just $25 a month for 2 years. Go to Xfinity.com/10G, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Taxes and fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply to internet service and devices. Actual speeds vary.
It's that time of the year again, A's fans. Opening day is almost here. Join us on Thursday, March 30th for the start of the season when your A's take on Shohei Ohtani and the Los Angeles Angels.
And it swung on and drilled left center field. Martinez going back at the track right to the wall, and he will watch it fly.
Get to the ballpark early and snag a 2023 A's magnet schedule. So buy yours today at athletics.com/tickets. That's athletics.com/tickets.
Streaming from the town, A's Cast Live continues with Chris Townsend.
And Jared joins us now here on A's Cast Live. Thank you for coming on the program once again. How are you?
Hey, Chris, it's great to see you. I'm doing great. I actually get a fly out tomorrow morning. I will be on a flight in 12 hours, and I'm excited to go home and get the season going. How are you doing?
This is our first show. We've been doing all these shows at 11 o'clock. We're doing a show at 4 o'clock with a 6 o'clock. Doesn't this kind of feel like, wow, this actually feels a little bit like a real game. We know it's getting close.
We're getting into a rhythm. And, we're seeing pitchers actually go deeper into games. And, I know at least for the Rangers tonight, it's a pretty representative lineup. So, it's pretty exciting. And, for the Rangers, it's been, probably since 2016, at least for me, that was the last time we broke camp and thought, hey, they could be playing for something. I know, the A's have had some really good teams, in the time between now and back then. I still think about that 2020 A's team in the shortened season. It's kind of hoping they would have done a little more damage against the Astros in the postseason. But, the Rangers haven't had that. They haven't had any teams that have had, a legitimate threat. And, I think there's a lot of optimism and excitement. So there's a little extra energy leaving camp. I think people knew what was going on the last few years and understood that it was a process, but it still felt like a little bit of a dead man walking off a plank the minute you left camp. You weren't really flying back home to go play for something. And I think that feeling has re-energized a lot of people this year.
Well, first and foremost, give our best to Eric Nadel, the great Hall of Famer who's come on this show many of times, who I know is not doing well health-wise. He means so much to that franchise, to all you guys there, especially the broadcast crew, a Ford C. Frick Award winner. So give him our best because he is such a special man.
Yeah, for sure. And, I speak with Eric every day, either by phone or text. And he got a lot of people who reached out yesterday. And I know it meant a lot to him. And, he's trying his hardest. It's one of those things, when you're dealing with mental health challenges, you can try really hard and that doesn't necessarily help, but he's doing everything he can. And I know a lot of people, obviously on our side are in his corner, and, we hope to have him back as soon as possible.
So there obviously is a lot of reasons to be excited if you're a Texas Rangers fan. I felt so bad for Ranger fans. You open up this new ballpark and then it's COVID, so you're not able to have everybody in there. You never got a chance to have that honeymoon, and it is what it is. I felt bad for Ranger fans, but you got a team that's going for it. You're spending a lot of money, Bruce Bochy is now the manager. What's the one thing when you say, you know what, people are DeGrom's here? I mean, what's the thing people are super excited about?
Well, Rangers fans really have not, I don't want to say never, but I don't think Rangers fans really can point to a time where they've had an outstanding rotation. Maybe the early 70s teams, they had statistically a really good rotation. There have obviously been some really good pitchers who have come through, like Nolan Ryan, Ferguson Jenkins, and, more recently, Yu Darvish and Cliff Lee and Cole Hamels. And the teams in 10 and 11 that went to the World Series, they had good pitching. Cliff Lee just hit another gear in the playoffs, but I don't think their rotations were anything close to what the Rangers have right now. And, these guys are all healthy right now, and that's the key, keeping them healthy. But this is, I think a lot of people would tell you, this is the best rotation the Rangers have ever had going into a season. Obviously the organization hasn't been around for 100 years, but, we're beyond 50 years. And so it was tough for the Rangers to recruit pitching in the old ballpark, whether it was the heat or just the fact it was extreme hitters park with a jet stream. They're in a new park now. And I don't think Jacob deGrom signs a contract with the Rangers if they were going to be pitching in 100-degree heat for, 3.5 months out of the season. And, you give up a fly ball off the end of the bat, and if it hits to right field, you're in trouble. It's going to be a home run. And so I think it's just exciting for people that they're now in a position to attract good pitching, great pitching. And if they can keep these guys healthy, it's going to be a lot of fun knowing that every night you go to the ballpark, you're going to have a really good chance of having the better starting pitcher in a given starting pitching matchup.
Now, I haven't traveled with the team since before COVID, so I've only been to the old ballpark, just watching whether it was the playoffs, the World Series, now Ranger games. It seems very fair. If not, would you call it a pitcher's park?
Yeah. I think fair is the perfect way to characterize it, because there are times like in the postseason in 2020. So it's funny. The regular season in 2020, we were all, this is a big time pitcher's park. I think what we didn't realize that the Rangers just weren't very good, and offensively they weren't very good. So they weren't scoring a lot of runs and hitting
we
a lot
were
of
using a different baseball in 2020 too.
That's true. Yes. But then in the postseason, the Braves and the Padres, they were just, hitting home runs left and right. The ball definitely carries more when the roof's open than when it's closed, but I would say it's fair. I think in the summer months, even though you're playing predominantly indoors from early to mid-May until probably September, we do notice that there's a little more carry when the roof is closed in the summer than when the roof is closed in colder temperatures. But I'd say that, I think fair with a little bit of a leaning towards being a pitcher's park, but it is definitely not an extreme pitcher's park. Like I think some people characterized it in 2020 and first impression sticks. So I think people heard that, and there's still people, I'll see writers write a story and mention how, and it's an extreme pitcher's park, and it's just not. It is kind of in the middle, and some years it might lean a little bit hitter friendly based on the lineup. But I think, everything, all things being equal, it probably leans a little bit to the pitcher side, but not much.
When you talk about Bruce Bochy, you talk about leadership, somebody that's been there, done that. Obviously, 3 world titles with the San Francisco Giants. He took the Padres to the World Series back in 1998. Now that you've gotten to be around him, just talk about what the experience has been like and how he's changing the organization.
Yeah, and I didn't get a chance to hear this, but every camp, I'm sure you kind of get a opening statement or speech from the manager, and apparently the speech that Bruce Bochy gave left players wanting to start the season right then and there. It really fired people up, and if you just talk to him casually, he doesn't move super well. He's had double knee replacement surgery, and you ask him a question, he'll think about it, and but I wouldn't take maybe slow actions as someone who's just not with it. He is incredibly sharp. It's been, honestly, for me, just geeking out. It's been a ton of fun listening to him answer a lot of the questions that he gets tossed every day, just the way he thinks through things. And then talking to the players, I mean, the players, first of all, there's a ton of respect, right? A guy like Bruce Bochy walks into a clubhouse, their skin's on the wall. But I think what's really been interesting is all these guys talk about how funny he is and how engaging he is and how much they've enjoyed being around him, which is something maybe, a younger manager might have a leg up on, just kind of being more with it. And I don't think anyone would mistake Bruce Bochy for being hip or, with the times and some of the pop culture stuff that, your average 27-year-old baseball player would be. But he's really sharp and he's witty and he's quick. And I think it's been cool to see how he connects with players who are a lot younger than he is. And, this coming after a 3-year hiatus. And I think just from a success or something that could translate on the field in terms of success, he's really harped on the fundamentals. And I know people will say, oh, these are major league players. The fundamentals should not be something they need to worry about. And I guess, if that's your opinion, that's fine. I watched a ball club last year that struggled mightily with the fundamentals, be it on the bases, in the field. It's not just, hey, fielding a routine ground ball. It's, hey, in this situation, in a snap second, am I going to make the right decision on where to throw the ball? Or when there's a runner at third, I mean, there's a game, Chris, that stands out right at the beginning of when the Rangers began a tailspin. They were down 1 in the 8th inning in Baltimore, and they had a runner at third and 1 out, and the infield was back, and there was a ground ball hit to second, and the runner at third did not go home. And I spoke to someone in the organization about that, and they just said, we don't do a good job, or we did not do at that time a good job of really harping on the fundamentals. And it was a coach who took accountability, said, hey, that's on us because our players are not prepared to execute the fundamentals. And it's one thing to know it in spring training. When you get the lights shining down and 40,000 people, you're going to make the right decision. And I think that's been a big focal point for Bruce Bochy and just the coaching staff in this camp that hopefully will help the Rangers coming off a season in which they had the worst record in Major League history in one-run games and trying to turn that around.
Let's end on this. To me, the Rangers got a puncher's chance because they got offense. I mean, Marcus Semien, who to us is one of the greatest guys who have ever played this game. He's salt of the earth human. Seager can swing it. Lowe can swing it. They're going to score some runs. So talk about the offense. If you do get the pitching, the offense is going to be there for you.
Yeah, and, even though the team was really poor last year, I think some people maybe forgot that they had, I think it was like the 5th or 6th ranked lineup in the American League in terms of runs per game, which isn't, listen, no one was going to look at last year's lineup and say, hey, this is, man, a great lineup. Pitchers are scared to go through. But I think that this lineup is going to be really good. The question is, are they going to have the lineup depth? Is Josh Young going to be able to contribute in a way that extends the lineup? Robbie Grossman, who, former A, right? And really bad year last year. He's looked really good in camp. Now, I don't know what that means. Spring training is spring training, but I think the Rangers are optimistic he can provide some depth in the bottom half of the lineup. But I really think Corey Seager is going to have, if he can stay healthy, an outstanding year with the shift no longer taking hits away from him. Marcus Semien, I think he had a lot going on last offseason. I know he had a lot going on. He's moving a wife and 3 kids to the Metroplex. He's on the executive committee during the lockouts, a new organization, a new team. A lot of people were looking at him to take on, a lot of leadership responsibility. He got off to a slow start and it snowballed. But after he hit a grand slam actually in Oakland in late May, he was one of the best second basemen in baseball from that point on. And I think the Rangers are confident they're going to get more of that guy as opposed to the guy that started the season. So, this is not going to be like the best lineup in the American League by any means, but I think this is a lineup that is going to take a step forward from where it was last year. The question really is the bullpen. Health with the rotation, but if you get normal level health, I think the question is the bullpen, and I don't know that the Rangers necessarily at this time have answers as to who's going to give them the big outs in the 7th, 8th, and 9th innings. But I think there's a lot of confidence about the lineup and the rotation.
All right, whenever we play you guys, because we're going to see you on April 21st, 22nd, 23rd on television. The boomstick will be shown every single night on television. Is this something you could take? Could you take down? And folks, if you don't know what the boomstick is, Google it. It's like the largest hot dog you've ever seen. Could you take down by yourself a boomstick?
It's one of my biggest flaws in life is that I don't think I ever get full. And it's why I have to work out every day because I love food.
You can do it?
Yeah, I could do it. I would be more than happy to take on that challenge. I could take down the boomstick by myself for sure. And I don't know that I'm proud of that, to be honest with you.
And I'd give you a full game. I give you the full game. So you'd have to it doesn't have to be like the first 3 innings. I'll give you all 9 innings.
Well, but I'll tell you, here's the strategy. I think if you aren't sharing it and your goal is to finish it, if you slow play it, that's going to be tough because here's what's going to happen. You're going to allow yourself to get full. And then, by the second, third inning, you're not going to be feeling good. You'll then get hungry again by the 6th or 7th inning, but that thing's going to be really cold. And now it's going to be incredibly unenjoyable to eat. So I think, and I could be wrong, I think if you are trying to crush it solo, the strategy is to not totally go Joey Chestnut, but don't give yourself the opportunity to catch your breath and get full. So I think, I could be wrong, I think the challenge is if you do have to pace yourself, making sure that you're powering through that stomach when you are full, because once it settles, you're going to have a really tough time.
You bring up the great Joey Chestnut, San Jose State alum. That's where I went to school. So when you think of San Jose State, you think of Bill Walsh, Joey Chestnut, Dick Vermeil. We've got Hall of Fame coaches in the NFL and Hall of Fame eaters out of San Jose State.
I'll tell you what, I think my calling, Chris, I honestly believe this. I should have been more committed to like some sort of professional eating path. I think pizza.
Too late, my friend.
I know. Pizza, ballpark foods, and Cadbury's milk chocolate eggs. I think I'd be able to crush anyone.
Hey, if Mookie Betts in the offseason can be a bowler, Madison Bumgarner can be a roper, you could be a competitive eater in the offseason.
I'll have to start training. And hey, San Jose State, Kevin Franzen, San Jose State as well, right?
Yeah, he's kind of.
We don't. Okay, all right. Okay, we'll pass on.
Yeah. So I played baseball too at San Jose State. We always go, Mark Langston is our great player.
Got it. Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Franzen, he's on Sirius XM, does a little TV.
Yeah, we can't let his head get too big.
Ken Caminetti, former MVP, God rest him, was a San Jose State.
Yeah.
So, we go Mark Langston. Don't give Franny's head. Franny's head's big enough already.
Yeah, no, that's and Mark's a great guy. He puts up with a lot, and I mean, I don't think people realize, one of the best fielding pitchers probably of his generation. Not Greg Maddux, but probably that next tier. He's got a heck of a career.
Well, thank you so much for the time again. We always love it, and we'll talk to you here in a couple weeks. Good luck to you guys. Hey. You get to go back home. You get to sleep in your bed. I mean, that is all good for you.
I cannot wait. Chris, thanks so much. And best of luck to everyone in the Bay. And look forward to seeing you guys soon.
Be well.
You as well.
Great stuff. Good stuff. He could be a competitive eater. Can you imagine that as your hobby? You got to train like Joey Chestnut. I've actually talked to Joey Chestnut. I've had him on the show, my old talk show, many times. We got to get him back on. I got his cell number. We get him back on.
We've had him on here before.
He's an A's fan. We've had him on A's Cast.
Yeah, we had him on here 2019, I think. We had Joey on. So
you got to train for that.
Oh,
could you take down a boomstick?
I went to that ballpark and I didn't even think to look for it. I completely forgot about it, but I probably could.
I mean, it's a hot dog that's it's massive, and it's got all the toppings, the jalapenos, the cheese, the onions. It's a behemoth.
I've seen it because they named after Nelson Cruz, correct?
Yes.
Boomstick. What was it called? Boomstick.
I'd give it a shot. I mean, I would go in like maybe in the morning, just do like a power bar, get a nice workout in, maybe 2 power bars throughout the day, and then get after it. I'd give it a shot. Boomstick.
I think we need to make a trip to.
Trust me, Delaire, our boss, who's producing A's Television, will show that boomstick literally how many times. If you're watching the broadcast, it'll be shown over and under at least 10 times.
We'll have to ask him to send us a photo of it, then we can start playing it on here.
You can get it on Twitter, on Google.
I'll go through him. Official channels. Let me steal from Google.
Why?
I think we.
How's he gonna get it? He just puts a camera.
Oh well, yeah,
on
he
it.
finds it in the stands. I mean, if you use that, I mean, that's different than me bootlegging it off of Google.
We can't bootleg. There's rules off that. The
I
boomstick is it's trademarked or something like that.
I think those images are commercially owned, so I got to be careful with those.
All right. He is right when you start talking about quickly with the Rangers. If DeGrom can give, I don't know, what is DeGrom? You DeGrom lover here. What does DeGrom give you?
Let's see what they have him projected at. I would say
he's had 38 starts in 3 years.
Yeah, I am a DeGrom lover. I would say if you can get, Ken and Johnny talked to us on the broadcast. If you can get 27 starts out of him,
my God, you're smoking. You are smoking crack. 27 starts.
Doesn't have projected starts for him. It just says that he's going to go 7-5 with a 2.85 ERA.
7. You're paying him how much money to go 7-5?
He's 5 for 185, and my quick math, that would be around like 30 something million.
7-5 for that much money? Hey, by the way, folks, we found something. Do I want to expose that now or later?
Maybe later here.
Okay. We have
DeGrom's making 37 a year.
We have found something that you don't hear talked about a lot, but you can actually, on Baseball Reference, there's a column that basically tells you how the players perform in games that their teams win versus games that their teams lose. Haven't really thought about that till we were doing a deep dive yesterday.
It's called a rabbit hole we went down.
We went down a rabbit hole about Ohtani and Trout that made you realize, and I compared 2 all-time greats, and it really backs it up. And I bet it works for everybody. But 2 all-time greats, it really backed it up. One guy who's just, his numbers are just incredible. The other guy is literally the most consistent player of all time. And it's like a rule of thumb. How a star plays versus how his team performs. Because how many times you go, there's nobody around him. What was he supposed to do? But you actually get to really see how star players perform in wins and losses. I thought it was fascinating. You?
I did. I love going back and looking through our text thread. It's all these stats, a random picture I sent you of Sting, and then pictures, then all the things, and then we did the Jay Lethal.
Was that
thing.
the video game?
No, that was actually, he was wrestling last night.
How was that possible? He's
62 years old.
He's still rolling out Sting at this age.
He's in AEW, All Elite Wrestling, and I believe I think Flair even tweeted at him after, or to AEW, like, thank you for having him. He is, 64 years old.
Oh my God.
The fans love him. He still performs at a high level.
Body slamming and doing all that.
Scorpion Deathlock and Scorpion Death Drop.
64. Wow. You'll be amazed, too, at some numbers on Shohei Ohtani.
We're not talking about the losing streak numbers either, because we have those.
Oh, the losing streak numbers. Oh, we
hit that a lot last year.
By the way, I mean, you say anything bad about Shohei Ohtani or Mike Trout, it's like the Twitterverse comes after you. It's unreal. But you need me to. What do we got coming up here at 5?
Well, we can either do the opening day
my
starter
playbook now,
or we could do. We haven't got into the star players and owners.
Do I have I have a couple minutes, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just gonna tell you right now. I've been snooping around. Fuji for sure. Fuji for sure will not be the opening day starter. You are not going to get Ohtani. I don't even know. Is Ohtani starting for sure?
Yes, I believe that's confirmed.
Is that confirmed?
I mean, I thought they said he was already, but let's see.
So you're not getting Fuji Ohtani. Fuji will be going Saturday. From what I'm gathering.
Yeah. They officially named him back in February.
Well, I mean, what happens if he gets off the flight and doesn't feel good?
Oh, he did miss a BART train once.
I mean, I don't know.
We were there for that.
So it's not going to be Fuji. It's not going to be Blackburn.
Yeah, Blackburn starting the year
now. Okay. So Now we're starting to narrow it down, right? And from what I understand, they're discussing it like basically right now, who the opening day guy. So it's like, I don't think you can bank on anybody pitching at any, like, because usually you can go, well, this guy's going to go on Sunday and this guy's going to go. I don't think you can really bank on Saturday, Sunday. I don't think you can bank on who's going to, you know what it's fluid.
Yeah, the situation remains fluid because we have an off day Friday, and then there's an off day the following Thursday before we go to Tampa. So that whole thing they'll use 5 starters, and then you can start using your beloved 6-man rotation.
Oh, I can't. We should use a 13-man rotation.
It should just be positionless. Everyone this goes.
How about we just don't even use pitchers? We just put a jugs gun up there and
who hits the most?
Because you have the jugs guns now. You can press a button, it throws a curve. Press a button, throws a fastball. So just have a jugs gun up there pumping 100 miles an hour, and then it curve, it split, and it can pitch. It can do whatever you want it to do.
We could, if we want to take this,
let's just eliminate pitchers altogether.
We can take it one step further and add 2 potentially. I'm saying they're not going to be, but you could say there's 2 other guys that might not start opening day. James Caprillion, according to Matt Kawahara, according to Katse and Caprillion himself, is going to start the second game of the exhibition game. So that would leave him on a list. You're going to have him go on 3 days rest. Don't think it's going to happen. And Drew Rucinski has the hamstring thing.
That's a variable. I don't know how bad his hammy is, and I don't know if Cap makes that start.
I guess we'll see. JP Sears pitches tonight against the Rangers.
So, if Ruzi has got the bad hammy,
not confuse him with Dan Ruzinowski.
Ruzinski has a bad hammy. I've already told you it's not Fuji or Blackburn. They're not. All right, count with me. 3, Rucinski. He's got the bad hammy.
Yep.
All right. And you're saying Cap
is supposed to pitch this weekend.
Let's just say he does.
So that's 4. You're down to 3 guys.
You're telling me our opening day guy is either going to be Mueller, Waldachuk,
4 guys,
Sears, or Aller?
I think it could be JP Sears. Pitches tonight. Then he has Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Oh my!
Look at all that rest.
Who's going Saturday?
Do we have that on? Let me see if MLB.com has it.
Who would have ever thought your starting opening day pitcher could be Waldachuk, Sears,
TBD,
Mueller, Aller?
Yeah, I'm not saying Cap is going to start, but it was Kawahara has it in the Chronicle.
I am not,
and I believe everything Matt writes.
I love Matt Kawahara, but right now, knowing that they're discussing it, probably like as we speak, I think Cap could be like, you're not gonna be in the Bay Bridge series you're starting.
I think he's the most logical guy to start opening day.
But if you believe everything Kawahara said, he's pitching Monday.
He has it in his article.
Mueller, Waldachuk, or Sears is your opening.
Whoa! What about Adam Aller?
Yeah, you had him. Oh, who's the 5.5 guy? Who's the half?
I thought it was going to be JP Sears, but apparently he could be the opening day starter. What if we piggyback? What if it's Aller and
what if we go an opener? We going to opener?
I threw that out there to Ray the Karate Kid the other day in the office. I was like, maybe opening day starts to be an opener.
Maybe we go an opener.
Also, I told Johnny we bring this up, so we'll see what Johnny thinks. He's boots on the ground. He's there.
Johnny, go down the meeting. They're meeting right now. Go down there and ask them. Do your job, Johnny. Johnny on the spot.
Did you see the thing I sent you, by the way, about our pitching coach?
Do I have to hear the Jordan and Scott Emerson story again?
But it's confirmed, though, that he gave up the first professional hit to Jordan.
Then he got him out. You know what? I'm tired of this. We've already had Scott Emerson on this program to talk about Jordan. I don't care if it's the anniversary. It's tired.
Was the anniversary. We're past now.
I want to know, how would he done against him in hoop? Scott Emerson was all Arizona.
All state.
He was all Arizona in hoops. Lefty, big, point forward. He matches up against Jordan.
We should play pickup basketball with Emo. I'll go play with him. I used to play pickup basketball.
Emo's what, 6'5"?
He's pretty tall. I'd say somewhere on there, 6'4", 6'5".
I think 6'5". Jordan 6'6". I think Emo matches up against him.
Emo just fits in well, though. The tall left-handers that are in the A's rotation.
How's Jordan going to stop his left?
Oh, I never saw. Do we ever have to watch Jordan defend a lefty besides maybe Larry Bird?
Bird wasn't lefty.
Are you sure?
Dude, seriously.
Maybe it was just the way he shot then.
Larry Bird could shoot with his left. Am I sure Larry Bird
I'm just saying,
shot right-handed?
The way
one of the greatest fundamental shots of all time. Are you kidding me?
It just looked.
You're embarrassing yourself.
Just the way it
You're
looked
embarrassing yourself.
I can't,
Larry Bird.
I can't even think of a good left-handed shooter right now.
Chris Mullin.
Oh, yeah, Molly. Okay.
You're a Warrior fan. Oh, that's right. You're a Kings fan.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, like the beam.
Is that what they're thinking?
Yeah, like the beam.
It's not passion for purple anymore.
No, it's like
where's Rick Adelman when you need him?
They have a beam.
Where's Chris Webber? Peja, Bibby,
Brad, Bobby Jackson. We can break down that whole team. Jared Wallace.
Can you name a left-handed? One of the greatest Warriors Hall of Famers, Chris Mullin. Your basketball knowledge is really.
I didn't pay attention to what their shoot hand was.
Yeah, that's really poor knowledge.
I was also 5 when Molly was in the NBA.
Run TMC? You don't remember Run TMC?
I was 2 years old when Run TMC was taking over the league.
Wow.
My heyday was when Tim Duncan was taking over the league.
Wow.
With the bank shot.
You don't remember the greatness of Mitch Richmond's spree?
Didn't Mitch Richmond get his first title with the Lakers?
Huh?
I think Mitch won his first title with the
Wasn't
Lakers.
with the Kings.
Yeah, that's true. Wow.
Tim Hardaway in his commercial, I got skills to pay the bills. You don't remember that?
Again, I was 2 when those guys were.
What about the great Tom Tolbert? You don't remember Tolbert coming down and elbowing everybody? Tommy?
I know Tom Moore as a radio guy.
Oh, you don't remember him as a great Arizona Wildcat?
With Steve Kerr.
Yes, with Steve Kerr.
And Lute Olson, the late Lute Olson.
It's sad. It's sad. The kids these days. You don't even know Chris Mullin. Do you know who Chris Mullin is?
Yes, I just didn't pay attention if he was a left-handed or right-handed shooter.
I'm sidetracked. I'm absolutely off the rails now because of left-handed. You said, am I sure Larry Bird wasn't left-handed?
Best left-handed shooter I ever saw was Scott Emerson.
Was Perkins? Did he shoot lefty?
Sam Perkins?
Sam Perkins. Wasn't Sam Perkins lefty? Left-handed shooter?
Yes.
Great. So I would say Mullin, Sam Perkins. Yeah, put in best left-hand shooters. But coming up next, some people think this is a good idea. Some people think it's a really bad idea.
Oh, Chris Bosh. Okay, that's one.
Chris Bosh was lefty.
Oh, James Harden's lefty? Well, maybe.
You need to learn your NBA. Coming up next. We like the idea. Some people think it's a great idea. Some people think it's a horrible idea. Where do we weigh in? Next, right here on A's Cast Live.
It's that time. Your single ticket now on sale for the 2023 season. Don't miss out on securing your tickets for some of the biggest matchups, fireworks, drone shows, giveaways, and more. Visit athletics.com/tickets to get yours now. That's athletics.com/tickets.
This is Chris Townsend, and if you're looking for a great place to eat and watch games, go see my friends at the Chicken Pie Shop of Walnut Creek. The Chicken Pie Shop is one of the hottest restaurants in Walnut Creek. You're not going to find a better menu, and come try their world-famous chicken pie that has been served in Southern California for 86 years. Spacious indoor and outdoor dining, perfect for your next private party or corporate event. Don't forget free parking. For more information, go to chickenpieshopwc.com. That's chickenpieshopwc.com.
Chevron with Techron has unbeatable engine cleaning power, and it gives you unbeatable mileage for all kinds of unbeatable destinations. Like time in the sun at the beach, or time in the sun riding roller coasters, or a day in the sun hiking mountains. Well, probably just one mountain would be enough for a day, but hiking a mountain is still an unbeatable choice for how to spend time. Download the Chevron app now to get unbeatable mileage at locations near you.
Like sports, business is about winning. Championship decisions are business decisions based on what it takes to help your company win. And that's why there's UBO Business Services, specializing in helping you win every day by streamlining workflows, managing documents, and providing the best-in-class office technology. Make your championship decision with UBO Business Services. Visit them at ubeo.com. That's ubeo.com.
Hey folks, Vince Cotroneo here to explain why Cinnabar Hills Golf Club on the hills of San Jose is my favorite place to play. With 27 holes to choose from, any level of player will love it. It's the best place to play in Silicon Valley. At the Turn, I've enjoyed the menu from the grill of the newly renovated restaurant, not to mention a 19th hole experience to relive the day. The expanded clubhouse will service all your needs, and best of all, you can plan any event, including weddings at Cinnabar Hills Golf Club with some of the most amazing views of the Bay Area. Visit CinnabarHills.com. That's CinnabarHills.com.
Ace fans need Friday night plans? Well, we got you covered. Get 4 tickets and parking for any Friday night game starting at just $49 with the Friday 4-pack presented by Chevrolet. Save big and enjoy great matchups, post-game fireworks and drone shows, giveaways, and more this 2023 season.
He drills one to right, way back, and no doubt, and that quickly the A's have taken the lead. Second deck.
Friday night tickets are athletics.com/value. That's athletics.com/value.
If you're looking for the latest green and gold gear for the 2023 season, then look no further than athletics.com/officially licensed gear. That's athletics.com/shop.
Innovation is at the core of Cal State East Bay, like at our Green Biome Institute, where faculty and students preserve genetic information from California's endangered plants, or how we open doors for local entrepreneurs at our Small Business Development Center. From educators to nurses to STEM professionals, Cal State East Bay has real impact throughout the region's neighborhoods, boardrooms, and the entire economy. Be part of the innovation. Connect with Cal State East Bay at csueastbay.edu/impact.
Is convenience a state of mind or a real thing? At Extra Mile, it's a real thing, and it's in everything they do. The stores are spacious, organized, clean, and well lit, so you can get in quickly, get what you need, and keep going. It's just what you'd expect from a place serving up the hot and fresh food and snacks you love. So treat you right, and check out Extra Mile's fresh take on the convenience store experience. Extra Mile convenience stores at select Chevron and Texaco locations.
If you're looking for a new mattress, Nest Bedding has you covered. Sleep on the same mattress Hall of Famer Ricky Henderson sleeps on. Nest Bedding is the #1 brand of online mattresses and the Bay Area's favorite mattress store. Take home the Easy Breather pillow. The New York Times calls it their #1 pick. You can navigate their easy-to-use website, nestbedding.com. That's nestbedding.com. Green and Gold fans, use the coupon code Oakland and you get 10% off your entire order. Nest Bedding, love where you sleep.
The A's YouTube page is your go-to destination for A's video content. Get access to great highlights, exclusive behind-the-scenes content, classic games, A's Cast Live, and more. Visit youtube.com/athletics.
Hey, A's fans. You know that running your own business is a slugfest every day. That's why businesses have been counting on Mechanics Bank since 1905. From operating lines of credit to equipment and real estate loans, they can help build your lineup to meet today's challenges and prepare for tomorrow's opportunities. Stop by your local branch or visit mechanicsbank.com today. Mechanics Bank, the official East Bay Bank of the Oakland A's. Member FDIC and equal housing lender. All loans subject to program eligibility and credit approval.
This is Chris Townsend. There are 2 things that are a must for me: comfort and style. Whether I'm playing golf, going to dinner, I've got to have the right feel. That's why I've partnered with Linksole, and you're going to love Linksole. They have just released their new spring line, new fabrics for their polos, lightweight and perfect for technical performance. Linksole also has new styles for their layers and hoodies with cool prints and seasonal colors. You know what they say in the big leagues: look good, play good. Go to linksole.com. That's linksole.com.
Streaming from the East Bay, A's Cast Live continues with Chris Townsend.
We got a little A's baseball coming up here. Who's going tonight for us?
JP Sears is on the mound.
Opening day starter
candidate.
JP Sears?
Opening day candidate JP Sears. Give me a second. I can give you the lineup today real quick for the A's. They take on the Rangers and surprise Arizona. Nick Allenly not playing short. Connor Capel, your guy, hitting second, playing right.
How's he not on the roster? You're
Ryan Noda hitting third, playing first. Brent Rooker, everyone's favorite to make the roster, DHing, hitting fourth. Kyle McCann and battle for the backup catcher spot, hitting fifth and catching. Kevin Smith playing third, hitting sixth. Tyler Wade playing second, hitting seventh. Pablo Reyes in left, hitting eighth. And Christian Pache, batting ninth, playing center field, also in a battle with Esty Ruiz, who had another steal yesterday, and I believe I can't believe he had an RBI or 2 RBIs yesterday. Another good game for Esty as he's trying to win the starting center field job from Christian Pache.
Competition. Iron sharpens iron. And the opening day starter will be a surprise.
Well done. As the A's play in surprise, starting at 6 o'clock. First pitch 6:05 right here on A's Cast and Bloomberg 960 AM.
We'll be here all week.
Well.
So an interesting article about how Hal Steinbrenner of the $7 billion Yankees.
7.1. Don't shortchange them.
Which those numbers are so dumb. Whenever this is what everybody's worth, don't believe it. Because they're worth far more. The Los Angeles Clippers sold to Steve Ballmer. Remember, the Clippers are the third tenant. Lakers have priority, then Kings, hockey, and then the Clippers. They're the third tenant, and they have some rundown practice facility. Now, they're going to build a new arena, but this is when he was buying the team. Steve Ballmer was buying the team from Donald Sterling. It went for over $2 billion, and nobody predicted that. They were worth, I don't even know what they were worth at the what Forbes said they were worth. So whatever Forbes says, they're full of crap. Everybody always sells way higher. So if it says $7 billion, the Yankees were for sale. They're going for more than $7 billion. Manchester United is for sale. And the only reason I know that is because the Athletic sends me soccer stuff all the time.
You're a big football guy.
I know nothing about the pitch, and I don't know why they send it. Did I click something that said soccer?
You asked for football updates, and you're getting them.
I got a thing today, and my buddy Simon Weber, who I play, whose wife is Japanese and wants tickets on opening day because she loves Ohtani. He's from London, and I was like, hey, I'm getting this stuff about London strikers. What the hell is that? I don't know.
Ted Lasso takes place in London, England. Yeah. Just letting you know.
I've watched Ted Lasso.
You're still in season 1, so I'm just letting you know. Spoiler, they don't go. They still stay in London.
He didn't go back to being a American football coach. Yeah. So if you think the Yankees are $7 billion, you're kidding yourself.
Dodgers were second, I think.
Can you imagine if the Dodgers were sale again?
Who bought them? McCourt sold them the first time. They were sold to the Guggenheims or whoever it was.
The same guys own it.
Yeah.
Guggenheim and
Magic Johnson and Peter Guber, Warriors part owner.
So Hal Steinbrenner went to ask Aaron Judge what he thinks, his star player. And of course, since it's the Yankees, there's going to be a lot of scrutiny about that. Like, why is the owner going to his star player? And you sent it to me, and you asked me how I felt about that. And I immediately went, I don't have a problem with it. I don't have a problem with an owner of any business asking his employees how things are going through their eyes, through their views, their thoughts and feelings. Going around and asking people and knowing more about your business as an owner is not a bad thing. As a boss, it's not a bad thing. But as an owner, that's never a bad thing. Hell, we've done a TV show on it called Undercover Bosses. You find out more about your business. That's smart. Now, the big question is, what do you do with the information? And I also think who you ask is really important, right? Because asking LeBron James has not been a smart thing to do. LeBron James in the past has been about taking care of his buddies. That's not what you need. You need, when you go to a player, you want somebody who's going to be honest. You want to be somebody that's not looking out for just that their needs. Hey, take care of my buddies, or I want the team to be run this way. You got to stay away from that guy. You need to go to the guy that is nothing. It's all about winning. And so when you go to someone like Aaron Judge, and I don't know Aaron Judge, you don't know Aaron Judge, we don't know him. I mean, seems like a really good dude. Everybody likes him. But you want to go to somebody that's going to be able to say, hey, man, Aaron Judge has signed on to finish his career in New York and to be a Yankee forever. So, hey, how you feeling? How do you think about the clubhouse? How do you feel about the way things are run? What do you think? Now, what you do with that information is really the key. Because I can ask Cody, how do you feel about A's Cast? How do you feel about A's Cast Live? I can ask you how you feel about your bosses. You want to bring that up?
You can ask me about anything. I'm an open book.
But he'll give me his opinion. It's then what I do with it. I might keep it to myself. I might share it with other people.
You might go scorched earth on me.
I might fire your ass right there on the spot. What you do with the information, but going to ask and showing your employee, because that's basically what Aaron Judge is. He's your employee. He's a very highly paid employee, but he's your guy. There's nothing wrong with going to ask him. I don't think there is. And I don't think there, and I was thinking with the A's, if I was to ask anybody with the A's, now you could say there's nobody with the A's I'd ask right now. That's fair. But if you were to ask somebody with the A's, who would you ask?
If I had to pick, I gave you a list of two guys, and I went by longevity of guys. I guess I didn't include Seth Brown. You can put him in there, but I would say
you did not go Seth Brown.
I did not. I said Tony Kemp or James Caprillion, because Cap's been here probably the longest out of all the guys.
Cap
and Tony Kemp's been here for a couple. Kemp's been here for 3. This will be his 4th year.
Cap's barely been with the big club,
but he's been in the organization.
See, mine was Seth Brown.
Yeah, I think you can't go wrong with Brown or Kemp.
I think Brown is a player that, and I think Tony Kemp too. I think both those guys, because of experience, because to me, really, Seth Brown has kind of become the de facto captain. If we don't have a captain, but if there was a de facto guy, it really has become Seth Brown. And we talked about that. If there was any of you who were, what was that?
I was making sure. I was making sure he's here for 4 years.
Oh. Every once in a while, I'll host these season ticket holder meet and greets with some players, and it was Nick Allen and Seth Brown. And Nick Allen was talking about, how Seth Brown is like the leader, because Seth Brown is the guy that really, and Tony Kemp too, was here when we were last good, and remembers who I think was a terrific leader was Matt Chapman. Matt Chapman was a guy that no matter what was not a selfish player. Matt Chapman was about winning. He went 0 for 4, but the team won. That's all that mattered. I mean, there still is that story that he broke Vince Cotronio's phone or recorder or whatever it was for Fire's no-hitter because he was so fired up for Fire's. He was 0 for 5 in the game or 0 for 4 or whatever it was. I mean, Matt Chapman truly was a guy, and that's why I'll always respect. Matt Chapman came to win. Whatever the other things were that ruffled some feathers with people, Matt Chapman came to win. He cared about winning baseball games. So Seth Brown was a guy that was a part of that. And we talked about that in that meet and greet with Nick Allen. I'd have no problem going to Seth Brown, pulling him aside. Now, we don't have an Aaron Judge, obviously, type player, but you do have to be very afraid. I don't want to mention the Hall of Famer's name. He's no longer with us, and I think it'll be disrespectful, but there is a very prominent modern-day Hall of Famer who sabotaged his organization multiple times for his own needs. And it's sad to hear, and you'd probably be shocked if I said the name. And I don't want to disrespect, but just knowing, and it's wow, really? So you have to be very careful. If you're going to go to a star player, you got to be very careful to say, hey, let's talk about things. How you feeling? What do you like? Steph Curry is somebody I would feel, knowing him a little bit from my time being around the Warriors and interviews and stuff, I think Steph Curry would give you, he's the type of player that I would be able to say, all right, you're my guy. What do you think? Steph Curry is one of those guys. Barry Bonds, not so much.
Agree with both.
Latrell Sprewell, not so much. I think Clay.
Yeah.
I think Draymond.
Yeah.
Draymond's all about winning too. So I'm like trying to think a guy. Football would be different because football, you got offense, you got defense.
If you want to look at hockey, you'd say Marlowe or Thornton if you're looking at the Sharks.
Marlowe.
I mean, he was drafted by the team. He was there forever.
So Marlowe, really?
Has his sweater retired. I mean, I remember him as a Penguin, but you all remember him as a Shark.
I think Marlowe was a long-time player that put up a lot of stats. I don't know if Marlowe's the guy that I'm going heart and soul of a team.
Probably Joe Thornton then.
Okay. You want to go jumbo? Probably wouldn't go Owen Nolan.
He wasn't, yeah.
He's a prickly guy. I'm not sure I'm going with Owen Nolan. I'm telling you that. Vinny Damphus. But you get what I'm saying. We can like pick out players that you go, yeah, I could see that. I could see Joe Lacob. I could see somebody like if Dave Cavill came by and said, hey, man, I could see that. I don't have a problem with it. But some people go, do not do that whatsoever. Just rely on the front offices. Well, to me, the front offices, sometimes they don't have a very good finger on the pulse of the team. And I know when I say that, it makes some people mad because, you got to be sold on everything analytics or you're a moron crowd, right? And sometimes those people, one of the greatest examples is the Houston Astros. There was flat out the Astros, as we have been told by multiple people around them, they've won despite themselves at times. They've won despite the chaos, but despite, like, there's a lot of nuttiness that goes on that even we don't know about. We've just kind of been told stuff behind the scenes. There's a lot of nutty, and it's gone even into last year. There was nuttiness. There's been nuttiness ever since Jim Crane took over. There's been crazy. They've won despite dysfunction, which is very rare.
You're telling me Jim Crane wouldn't come to me and ask me for what I thought? Jeffrey Luno wouldn't come to me?
Jeffrey, if you were on fire across the street, they wouldn't walk across the street to put you out of fire. You kidding me? And that's actually not very nice. I don't.
Which part? Me being on fire or them not doing anything?
That's probably true. Lower level employee. Hey, that guy's on fire. Will someone go help him? He works for you.
He's replaceable.
Well,
my spreadsheet says.
Wow. What's the website that has all the jobs on it?
Indeed.
That baseball uses. Everybody goes for jobs.
Team Work in Sports.
Work in Sports. Go to Work on Sports. Put his job up. He's going to be
Team Work in Sports. One of them.
I told you I have a connection into the Crane family, right?
Yeah.
I told you about that. Oh, the stories are just wild. We got wild stories from people who work for the Astros now, and I got a connection to the Crane. It's crazy.
Speaking of the Astros, preview them tomorrow with our good friend Jeff Blum.
Crazy. They win despite being so dysfunctional. It's wow. It's like the Bronx Zoo. It's like the A's of the 70s. Craziness can happen. They keep winning. Isn't that amazing how teams can just be like, stuff's going on, but they just keep winning.
We didn't watch personally, but we've heard and watched people talk about what it was like with Charlie Finley. Raleigh talks about it every time we talk to him.
Yeah.
I think
Vida. God rest him. Ray Fosse had great stories. It's wild. Some teams are able to do that. But, not to belabor, but I kind of like it. I have no problem. And he doesn't even have to be your best guy. Like, I'll give you a guy last year that would be somebody that I'd go, hey, can we have a moment? That'd be Stephen Vogt.
I knew you were going to go there.
Or years ago, Johnny Gomes.
Yeah.
Somebody who's got their finger on the pulse of the clubhouse, Johnny Gomes would have been a great guy. To where I don't know if Giambi would have been a great guy for that.
Yeah, I'm trying to think who would have been the guy from those teams.
I think
Zito's too laid back to be the guy.
Who would have been the guy? Definitely not Mulder. Mulder's in Mulder world.
Hudson was kind of dialed in. Could have been him. Brad Pitt did tell everyone to leave him alone in the clubhouse when they're playing cards and Moneyball.
It's like it's a guy who was a big personality. I mean, David Justice. I mean, a guy who's been around it. Now, David Justice could be a great example of, I'm not going to use what he says. I just want to know what he's thinking. I mean, the guy's won everywhere he's been. Guy's a winner. Maybe Giambi, maybe not. I don't know.
What about Xavi?
Giambi strikes me as a guy who would take care of his boys.
What about
Which I respect guys like that, but
Xavi?
Don't know.
I'm just looking at the guys who played in that era, like the
Yeah.
early 2000s era, when the teams were really good.
You know, Mark Ellis.
Oh, one of the guys who played on the 06 teams, now the manager.
How about Randy Velarde? Old school. Velarde was an old schooler.
Yeah.
But it's interesting because it's something that doesn't happen a lot.
Who's the 80s?
Who's the 80s?
Stu?
Oh, I'd go to Stu in a second.
I probably wouldn't go to
Stu's going to tell you straight, too. Stu is not. Now that I've really gotten to know Stu's not sugarcoating anything. I think Terry Steinbach, too.
Yeah.
What we've got to know by Terry. I think all those dudes. Carney.
Eck. Come on, Eck.
No, I'm not going to Eck.
I think Eck will tell you.
I'm not going. Yeah, Eck's got an opinion. I'm not going to Eck. Carney?
What about Jose?
No. If Jose saw it going on and Jose started walking, nope, you're good. You're good. Stay over there, Jose. You're over there. Oh, yeah, Stu. Can you imagine Stu would be dead honest?
Yeah, I think Stu would be the guy for sure in that era.
There's no doubt. But there's a lot of people who will tell you, no, I think that's an awful idea.
Oh, yeah. That's why I wanted to see your pick, because I like it, and I'm with you.
Did you think I was going to hate it?
I didn't know how you thought. That's why I sent it to you. I'm like, I wonder where you're going to go with this.
How was I because it was like something you don't think about all the time. And I was like, you know what? I kind of like it.
Do you know who wrote the article?
I don't even remember what it was on.
It was on ESPN. It was by our good friend, Yankee Honk, Buster Olney.
Did he like it?
I mean, he wrote it. I don't know if he liked it.
Well, that's the thing. It's like, when it's the Yankees doing it, if like all of a sudden I don't even know who the owner of the Brewers is.
Mark Anastasio.
But if he goes to Yelich, no one writes an article.
Probably. What if we went to Corbin Burns? Post arbitration meeting.
Hey, let's talk. How'd that did they won that, right? The Brewers beat them.
For
Hey,
$700,000.
we got you for $700,000. How you feeling, buddy?
Hey, what are your thoughts on the season? What do you think?
Who's the new Royals owner?
Oh, good question.
He's not new. He's been there now for a few years.
Royals owner. Another new manager is John Sherman.
So John Sherman.
He bought him for.
Was he going to go to Bobby Witt Jr.?
No. The answer is Greinke. You go to Greinke.
You do not go to Greinke.
I'm sure he'll.
Well, you know what? Who knows? You know what? Greinke's the great one you go to, and it's a wild card. It can either be crazy or brilliant.
Or it could be both combined. I mean, the Athletics, I haven't got a chance to read them, but they've done a great job of.
We need to have you interview Greinke.
Well, the Royals come here. We can ask for him.
Just you sit down with Greinke and let's just see where. Let's just let the cameras roll. Turn the microphones on. You with an exclusive Zach Greinke and just see how it goes.
First question, Zach. Don't know if you like him. Don't even know who he is. Your thoughts on Ric Flair? See what he answers it. Don't even stick at baseball.
Yeah, maybe you don't even talk baseball. But you know what?
I'm in for this. If you guys can set this up, I'll interview Greinke. I'll do it.
Not if we set it up. It'd be if you set it up.
Well, see, no. I'm the star in this situation. I need things done for me.
You want me to go to the Royals?
Where's Ray Jensen?
You want my Royals connections? I'll step in, call George Brett, say, George, can you make this happen?
I don't know anyone at the Royals. People I knew at the Royals, their head guy retired, and the other guy's not there anymore. So I don't know.
There'll be new ones.
Yeah.
Once again, we want to thank Link Soul. Check out linksoul.com. Starting tomorrow, you'll see us in Link Soul. You want to talk about, doesn't get any better than this. Beautiful clothing for all occasions. We're talking about you want golf, you want going out dinner, you want happy hour, you want beach, you want summer, you name it, they got it. And the quality is second to none. linksoul.com. New partner with us here on the A's Radio Network, on A's Cast and A's Cast Live. We got the box today, baby. We got the box today, and the clothing is beautiful.
I'm excited for it. Should we add Johnny D? I mean, he's here.
Well,
Let's ask Johnny when he comes on. What player in baseball, if he was younger, he'd want to talk to on his team.
All right. Can Johnny hear us? Johnny, don't put him on yet. Just shake your head if you can hear us.
Yes, he's shaking.
Johnny, we want you to think about, you're an owner of a franchise, and you can go to one player for his advice. Who would that player be? Johnny D next, right here on A's Cast Live.
Unbeatable mileage from Chevron with Techron unlocks all kinds of unbeatable trips. Like to family dinner the next town over. Or to a family wedding the next town over. Or even to a family reunion over the river and through the woods at Grandma's house. Any drive is worth it to see Grandma. Especially when you can stop along the way for unbeatable cleaning power from Chevron with Techron. Your engine will be thanking you for making the trip. Download the Chevron app now and find unbeatable mileage near you.
This is Chris Townsend, and if you're looking for a great place to eat and watch games, go see my friends at the Chicken Pie Shop at Walnut Creek. The Chicken Pie Shop is one of the hottest restaurants in Walnut Creek. You're not going to find a better menu, and come try their world-famous chicken pie that has been served in Southern California for 86 years. Spacious indoor and outdoor dining, perfect for your next private party or corporate event. Don't forget free parking. For more information, go to chickenpieshopwc.com. That's chickenpieshopwc.com.
Hey, Billy, this deck is great for getting everyone together.
Thanks. We're really enjoying the outdoor space, especially on a day like today.
What's the material?
Humboldt Redwood from Ashby Lumber. They gave us a great deal, provided us with a quick quote, and we couldn't be happier. We even found a great contractor through their online contractor directory.
Don't miss a day outdoors. Visit Ashby Lumber in Berkeley or Concord to see our stock of naturally strong, naturally beautiful Humboldt Redwood. Find out more at ashbylumber.com for all your building needs. Ashby Lumber.
This is Chris Townsend. There are two things that are a must for me: comfort and style. Whether I'm playing golf, going to dinner, I've got to have the right feel. That's why I've partnered with Linksoul, and you're going to love Linksoul. They have just released their new spring line, new fabrics for their polos, lightweight and perfect for technical performance. Linksoul also has new styles for their layers and hoodies with cool prints and seasonal colors. You know what they say in the big leagues: look good, play good. Go to linksoul.com. That's linksoul.com.
Humanity has accomplished a whole lot so far. We created penicillin, the automobile, and the internet, not to mention drones, duct tape, and the hot dog. It's all thanks to the power of human connections. And Ring Central's here to make that even easier, more seamlessly and securely, on a platform built to grow your business. Say hello to a whole new way to say hello. Visit ringcentral.com and say hello to possibilities. Ring Central. Message, video, phone, together.
If you're looking for a new mattress, Nest Bedding has you covered. Sleep on the same mattress Hall of Famer Ricky Henderson sleeps on. Nest Bedding is the #1 brand of online mattresses and the Bay Area's favorite mattress store. Take home the Easy Breather pillow. The New York Times calls it their #1 pick. You can navigate their easy-to-use website, nestbedding.com. That's nestbedding.com. Green and Gold fans, use the coupon code Oakland and you get 10% off your entire order. Nest Bedding, love where you sleep.
Thanks to the Xfinity 10G network, my little brother's friends won't leave our house. When I was their age, internet with basically no interruptions was a pipe dream.
You sound like my grandpa.
Now through April 23rd, new customers can get 200 megabit Xfinity internet during our limited time Xfinity 10G network launch celebration for just $25 a month for 2 years. Go to Xfinity.com/10G, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Taxes and fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply to internet service and devices. Actual speeds vary.
Innovation is at the core of Cal State East Bay, like at our Green Biome Institute, where faculty and students preserve genetic information from California's endangered plants, or how we open doors for local entrepreneurs at our Small Business Development Center. From educators to nurses to STEM professionals, Cal State East Bay has real impact throughout the region's neighborhoods, boardrooms, and the entire economy. Be part of the innovation. Connect with Cal State East Bay at csueastbay.edu/impact.
Looking to stay up to date on all things A's? Head over to athletics.com/A'sCast. That's athletics.com/A'sCast to listen to A's baseball in full 24/7 coverage of the A's, only on A's Cast. With a single click, you can stream great shows, live pre- and post-game coverage, and of course, all the great action of the A's this season. Head to athletics.com/A'sCast today.
A's Cast Live continues from the town. Here's Chris Townsend.
We got Johnny D from Surprise.
Yes, sir.
What's happening?
They just honored the AA Frisco team for winning they won the Texas League Championship. So they all the players on the field, and they honored them today. That's what's going on. Now we got a ball game here in about a half hour with the A's and Rangers.
Do they give them rings?
They gave them rings. Yep.
Nice.
Pretty cool. Yep.
That's really cool because I got a couple old teammates that went on and they got rings from either A-ball, AA, and it's something they still cherish. So, I say it right now going on with the NCAA tournament or minor league baseball or whatever it is, 99 point whatever, never play in the NBA, in the NFL, in Major League Baseball. So even when you do something professionally or something big time like the college tournament or a bowl game, it means something.
Tony, I'm glad you brought that up because it's so true. I mean, look, even to get, we talk about, even to get to rookie ball, even to get drafted, even to sign a professional contract, you are the best of the best of the best. These guys are, even to get to AA, these guys are unbelievable. A lot of them won't get to the big leagues, but they should be proud of getting to AA. It's really difficult to get to professional baseball. So, yeah, they got their rings. They're happy, and some of those guys will go on to play in the big leagues. Some won't, so good for them.
Yeah, I got thrown in the College World Series too, and my San Jose Spartans made it before. I mean, it was a big deal when that team made it. I mean, you want to talk about high-level baseball, so many of those guys are are big-time draft picks, and I've said it before too. You watch teams in Omaha who I can guarantee you have been better defensively than some of the A's teams I've covered. There's sometimes big league teams are awful defensively. One is one you're going to watch tonight. Texas was terrible last year. Terrible defensively.
Well, they're going to have to be better defensively. Bochy has said that he thinks this team will be better defensively than they had last year. They like this Jason Young over there at third base. He's pretty good defensively. You know what you're going to get from Simeon and Seager. They think their outfield can play pretty well defensively. So I think, obviously, and the A's have to play better defensively this year than they did last year. So defense, a critical part of this game. And hopefully both teams can play. Hopefully the A's can play better defensively this year.
I'm going to ask you a question I threw at Cody because Cody is of this generation to where starting pitching, wins, losses, all that kind of stuff is not what they're into, right? But I said the opening day starter, everybody wants to ask about it. Do you think the opening day starter is still a big deal?
I think it is for the opening day starter. I mean, obviously it is for the guy. But yeah, I mean, look, as far as the A's go, we don't know. I know you said get Johnny to get us that information. I'd love to know the information. I'd love to know who's going to be.
I was told you were breaking news today.
No, I'm not a news breaker. I'm not a scoop getter, but I don't know. Look, it's going to be interesting to see what they do. I heard you and Cody talk about it. Look, Rosinski is a little banged up, but I don't know how much time he'll actually miss, but he's obviously may miss his first turn in the rotation. Blackburn will miss his first start in the rotation. So we're kind of. What are we going to do? We run out of options here. So I don't know. Look, Sears, big start for Sears in this game today, and hopefully he can go 6 innings today. And he's looked decent this spring, so I know the numbers don't show, but he has looked pretty good. So I don't know what they're going to do, Townie, as far as the starting pitcher is concerned for the opener. What do you think?
We're gonna have to contact Brian at Last Dive Bar and make a T-shirt. Johnny D, scoop getter.
No, dude.
It could be like you're picking up dog poop or you're doing this scoop getter. It could be funny.
Nope.
It could be funny. I know it's not Fuji. I know that's for sure. Fuji's going Saturday. Blackburn, no. Bad Hammy, Rusinski, and you've got Cap supposedly going Monday in the Bay Bridge. We're running out of guys here. So it's Sears, Waldachuk, Mueller, and Aller.
Right. That's what you're looking at, right? So I don't know. Look, it could be Mueller. It could be Kyle Mueller. It could be Aller. I think that's what you're looking at, right? I mean, unless it's Sears. What's today's Thursday? The opener's Thursday.
It's got
Who knows, man?
Yeah, plenty of time.
Plenty of time.
Yeah, but and also too, I don't want to overthink it because now we know the opening day starter is not what he used to be. This guy's coming out going 7-8 inning. I mean, the guy may go 4 or 5, and that's it.
Right. Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. Yeah. So I don't know. I think look, I don't know who it's going to be, but you're right. The guy that starts, they may have somebody piggyback him. They might have Aller piggyback if the guy goes 3 or 4 and just kind of try to patch it all together for the opener. Remember, there are 2 days off, between the Bay Bridge series and the opener, and then you also have an off day after that first game at home. So you can kind of they have some options, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they do.
Yeah, it is kind of strange that we have 3 days off and 4 days to start.
Yeah.
It's very rare. I've booked tea time, so I'm very appreciative, but I just realized that, wow, that's a lot of time off. And what you're seeing right now, I mean, I know it's close to 6 o'clock, but I know they were talking about this kind of stuff today. The decisions on what the 26-man roster is going to be, they're making the decisions today. You're still going to see guys that are not in the mix, but they want to see them with their own eyes before they leave and go back to the minors. I mean, the decisions on the 26 are being made as we speak.
They are being made, and some of them aren't made yet. That's the thing. They're going to decide this. What Kotze said today in the presser was they're going to make their decisions really either during or after the Bay Bridge series. So we may not have the opening day lineup until very late. So they don't have to have it in until Thursday morning. So maybe we don't know. I do have to say this, and I hope I'm not out of line saying this about Ken Korak. Ken shot a 71. Ken shot his age. Ken shot a 71 in golf at a really nice course in Phoenix. And I just wanted to honor him to talk about that because it's pretty incredible shooting a 71 with what he did at the Venetian or whatever, the great course in Phoenix. So I just wanted to just share that with the world that he shot a 71. It's pretty incredible.
Ken Korak shot 71?
Korak shot a 71. Yep. Factual.
Wow.
Yep.
I'm going to text him. 71?
Yes. Ken Korak shot a 71.
I am so glad you told me that. I am not going to let him sandbag me anymore. I cannot wait. I can't wait for him to get back. He shot set. And let me tell you something. Korak won't say it. Ken Korak, obviously at his age, he's not going to brag anymore. Ken Korak's a great athlete.
Oh, he is a great athlete. And there were witnesses, but honestly, Ken counts all his strokes. Ken's an honest guy.
Ken is legit.
Yeah. Ken shot a 71. Ken said he shot a 71. He shot a 71. So that's pretty darn cool.
Thank you for telling me that. I can't wait for the pregame show on Sunday. We're going to lead off with that. Oh, so he shot 71, huh? Big time? Are we ready to play Know Your Rangers with Johnny D?
All right, Johnny, Know Your Rangers part 2 because we did this once already, but we'll add it. I'll give you a disclaimer. Not all these guys are Rangers legends just yet. Question number 1. I've made 38 starts over the last 3 seasons. Who am I?
Martin Perez?
Doesn't necessarily.
He's on the Rangers roster.
He's on
he
the
just
roster.
Hasn't played yet.
He's not officially a Ranger yet.
Oh.
38 starts over the last 3 years.
I'll say Jacob deGrom.
There you go.
Bing, 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 bing. There you go. Can you imagine? Isn't that hard to believe?
It's amazing.
And it's still funny that everybody looks at him like he's a guy that's going to carry the staff. You're like, you do know 38 starts in 3 years. Like you've been happy to get 10 out of him a year.
Yeah, it makes you think if they get 18 to 20 out of him, they'll be, because 18 to 20 starts out of DeGrom, honestly, the best pitcher in the game. You get 18 to 20 quality starts out of him. I think you might take it. Really.
For 30, what's he making a year?
37.
37 million for 18 starts?
I know it's about $2 million a start. I get it, but it's still DeGrom, We'll see what happens.
Oh, that's crazy. Well, the Mets did it last year. Remember, the Mets were we just got to have DeGrom and Scherzer healthy, and then they got swept in Atlanta and got swept in the playoffs. Yeah. That didn't work out. But there you go. Question number one. This one, if you get this one, I am.
We'll let you know.
I'm making the shirt scoop getter if you get this one.
All right. I went to the same high school as Nolan Ryan.
Alvin High School. Alvin, Texas.
Wow. And he's a current Ranger?
Current Ranger pitcher.
Is it Cole Reagan's?
No.
Who is it?
He throws very hard.
Right-handed.
Former Red Sox.
He's had like
Nathan Eovaldi.
There you go. Him and Nolan Ryan are the only guys that are kind of Alvin High School in Texas.
Wow.
I was about to say he's had 12 Tommy Johns.
Well, Cole Reagan's he had back-to-back Tommy Johns. The guy pitching tonight, he had Tommy Johns in back-to-back years.
Yeah, we saw he pitched against us last year, and it was like an unbelievable story because he was a high draft pick, and it just. I mean, the perseverance of someone who's gone through that much rehab and that much pain.
Yeah, no question. Yeah,
I was the manager for Nolan Ryan's last no-hitter.
Oh man,
1991. I'll give you the year, and it was his 7th no-hitter.
Was it Johnny Oates?
No, this guy went on to manage the Mets and were disguised in the dugout.
Oh, okay, Bobby Valentine. Gotcha.
Bobby, once a great running back, Bobby Valentine.
All right.
He was a great athlete. Yeah.
You might know this one if you like food. The Texas Rangers named a hot dog after me. Who am I?
No, I have no.
The Boomstick.
The Boomstick is the name.
Oh, the Boomstick. Was it Nelly Cruz?
There you go.
There you go. Know your Rangers.
Okay.
By the way, Alvin is a city in the United States and Texas within Houston and Woodland Sugarland metropolitan area. Right now, 2020 U.S. Census had a booming metropolis of Alvin, Texas, home of the great Nolan Ryan, at 27,000 people.
Wow.
27,098. So can you imagine how many people were in Alvin, Texas when Nolan Ryan was in high school blowing like high 90s? They had no radar guns. You're a scout from the New York Mets going to Alvin, Texas. I mean, population was probably around 10,000.
I would think maybe 5,000-6,000 exactly. Yeah.
No stoplight, and you're hearing that this kid's throwing harder than anyone's ever seen, and you go and go, yep, this kid's legit.
He's legit. Yeah, Nolan Ryan. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Wow.
I mean, what an unbelievable story. I didn't realize Alvin, Texas was that small. For us tonight, Johnny, being on at 4:00 is what this is what's normal for me, right?
Yes, yeah.
Being on at 11 is not normal for me. I like to stay up late, sleep in. So unless I'm playing golf, I don't like to get up early. Does tonight kind of give you the sense of like, okay, we're getting close here?
Absolutely. I was telling Ed Cole, our engineer here, I was saying, this is, I love the night game. We haven't had a night game at spring training. I love it. This tells us we're getting close. This tells us we're getting close to that home opener, which will be a week from today. And the night game, we got a day game tomorrow against the White Sox, a day game against the Brewers at home, and then they'll take the Showbird. The players take the Showbird up and get ready for Bay Bridge Series. Pretty exciting, Townie. Can't wait.
I mean, you got to be ready to get back home, right?
I'm ready to see my wife and kid for sure. I'm ready to see my wife and kid, but it's been a fun spring, man. I've always gone to spring training, Townie, like 2 or 3 days with the River Cats. I went 2 or 3 days. So to go down for 31 days has been phenomenal. So it's been great. I love it.
Yeah, you learn so much, not only about the big club, you learn about the minor league system. Yeah. You see the guys. So now, when I'm doing the minor league report that I do one during the games, you'll now know, like, oh, you know exactly what he looks like. You'll now know.
It was great going down to Fitch too, and that, just going down to Fitch Park and seeing everything and seeing all the minor league coaches. And I know a lot of those minor league coaches. And so it was really neat to just get a pulse of the team on a day-to-day basis instead of going down for 2 days and then seeing from afar. But from being down there, there's just something about the dailiness of spring training. And yeah, the guys are ready to get back north. They're ready for this thing to get going. I could tell talking to the clubhouse today, talking to some of the guys, they're ready. They're absolutely ready. They're not so much tired. And most of the guys to a man said spring training flew. And I think part of that is the culture of the clubhouse. I think these guys, honestly, I know we say it all the time, but these guys get along great. Like, I know some of the guys that have been on other teams have come to this organization. They say, there's nobody in here that bugs me. There's nobody in this clubhouse that bothers me. And that's when you have a big league clubhouse and you have that kind of environment, that speaks volumes about the culture. It's pretty cool.
All right. You're not with us. Johnny's not with us tomorrow.
Yeah, I was going to text you, Johnny. We're unfortunately,
your White Sox is off the table.
We're unfortunately going to have to bump you for some guy named Jed Lowry.
I don't blame you at all. I don't blame you a bit. Wow, that's great getting Jed on.
I mean, we could text you and just ask you if you know your White Sox if you want.
What side of Chicago are the White Sox on?
I would say the south side.
Not the east, not the west, not the north, the south.
He's already 1 for 1. We'll ask you one more. The White Sox have played baseball for 122 years. How many times they made the postseason?
God, man.
Shockingly low.
It's a low.
Counting 1919. Let's see.
Shockingly low.
4
years.
Well, a little higher than that.
A little higher.
12.
11.
Okay.
Isn't that crazy?
That is. As long as that organization's been around, and they've had some talent too. That's crazy.
I mean, we used to bag on the Clippers and the Warriors back in the day. Somebody needs to talk about the White Sox. That is horrific.
Yeah, that's awful.
All right, we know you got to do play-by-play. So, if you had to guess right now, who's starting opening day?
I'm going to say Caprillion.
See, I'm with Johnny. I got this guy over here trying. Well, yeah, Caprillion start Monday against. I think Caprillion will not start in the Bay Bridge series, and he will go. You know what, Johnny? I like that. That is.
Didn't you have a question for me coming out of the break on one person? I would.
Yeah. Thank you for reminding me. See, you got to pay off the teas, as our old boss used to say. Who would be the one guy that you said, all right, I need to know the vibe of the team. I'm going to ask this guy. Who would it be?
SGV. Stephen Guy Vogt. No question about it. He has a feel. He has a pulse. He's been through everything. He gets it. He gets the whole vibe of a clubhouse, and he gets it quickly. Stephen Guy Vogt. That's my guy.
And he would be honest.
Yes, he would. No question about it.
And I think, and it may be one of the reasons why he's going to make a very good manager someday.
I agree. He's got to play. He'll have a feel for his coaching staff. He'll have a feel for the media. He'll have a feel for his players. He'll have a feel for all that stuff. He's going to be great. He really is. Yep.
You're solo tonight, right?
Solo, absolutely. Yep.
All right. Have a good time.
All right. Thanks, guys. We'll see you.
Johnny D on the spot. The super scooper.
I must text Brian from last sidebar and ask him to do that. We still should. Johnny needs his own merchandise.
Some merch.
I guess we'll, hopefully we find out who the opening day starter is soon.
You're going to it's not going to be this big. I mean, the Giant series is coming.
Just so I hope.
So your opening day starter is not going in the Giant series.
So I just want to be vindicated that and stick up for my guy Matt Kawahara when he writes, I believe. I'm just throwing it out there.
So Mueller comes over in a trade, right?
Yeah.
You really gonna roll out Mueller?
I don't think so.
Okay. Waldachuk comes over in a trade. Sears in that same trade with him.
But Waldachuk's last start of the year, what did he do? Hey, he's bold enough for last year.
Adam Aller comes over in a trade. I mean, these are if you're not going Cap and old Ruzinski's got the bad hammy, you're not rolling out Cap. You're going with guys who just came over in trades as your opening day starter. But once again, I don't think front offices care like we do. I think front offices just go, this is game one of 162 games. What does it matter?
Trevor May used to be a starter. Maybe it's him.
Oh, stop it. Well, everybody's been a starter at one point.
I mean, a major league starter.
Domingo Acevedo going game one.
I mean, he did throw 70 times last year. Why not?
I mean, Domingo can give you 3. Isn't that crazy? No clue. We have no clue. We're a week from the season, and we have 0 clue who's going to be starting opening day.
Then again,
that used to be like, who's the opening day starter? And people would debate it. If you had like 2 good guys, if you had one guy like, oh, this is his 8th opening day start, that was a big deal. Now it's like, just let us know.
Wait, so you're telling me Kendall Graveman isn't starting opening day?
Back-to-back years, Kendall Graveman started opening day. Remember, Sonny Gray had food poisoning. Back-to-back years, Kendall Graveman.
That's now White Sox. Oh, is he he might be the closer right now while Liam's.
He is.
Yeah.
Team USA.
Back-to-back, the back end of the bullpen for the White Sox are both A's greats. Opening day starters and a guy that started the wild card game for the A's.
A guy who was DFA'd, who then started a wild card game, who then was on the media guide. Can't make that up.
Liam, we're wishing you the best. Hope to see you soon, buddy.
Love Liam Hendricks. God, we didn't have time to get to. Maybe we'll do this tomorrow. Interesting how people have, and they'll give us time to give you some more Ohtani and Trout stats. We'll play Hate Your Angels. Man, if you said anything about Ohtani or Trout that people didn't like, the baseball universe was coming after you. They were coming after you. Sometimes you just got to delve into the numbers a little bit.
That's what we did.
Did you know? I'll give you one for Ohtani. Did you know that half of his home runs last year came against 4 teams?
I didn't know that.
You didn't know that?
I didn't dive deep enough down that rabbit hole.
I did a rabbit hole on Shohei Ohtani yesterday. Half of his home runs. First of all, if you go and look at how good Aaron Judge's year was last year,
it was incredible.
Oh my God!
And by the way,
go look at Aaron Judge's numbers. 5 against teams 500 or better. He might have had one of the best years in the history of baseball against good teams. It's insane. But Shohei Ohtani, half of his home runs came against
Mariners?
No.
Athletics?
A's.
Rangers?
Don't
tell me Houston.
Kansas City.
Detroit.
And Detroit.
How many times did they play them? I would put him 6 times.
Half of his home runs came against 4 really struggling teams. He beat up on the bad teams. For sure. Half of his home runs.
That's
nuts. Hey, it's you get, but it just shows you, that's why we got to come up with a name for the new segment. It's basically fighting numbers with numbers, because people try and use numbers to fight you. Well, if you don't fight back with numbers, you're an idiot. Well, all of a sudden you can use different numbers to fight back. Like when you say that, it kind of goes, whoa. Any idea what?
We got to go. But
what Ohtani's ERA was in his losses?
Probably over 6.
So that. Oh, it's not his fault. He lost.
Well, what's that saying you have? Jesus, take the wheel.
Jesus, take the wheel. Take it from my hands. Oh, great show today.
Tomorrow, thank you. Tomorrow. Eno Saris at 11:30.
Wow.
Blummer 12.
Wow.
And Jed Lowry 12:30.
That is a big league lineup. Link Soul. Go to linksoul.com. It's top clothing. You're absolutely going to love it. Men and women, golf, going out, dinner, you name it. beach, linksole.com. That's linksole.com. We'll see everybody tomorrow.
This is Chris Townsend. There are two things that are a must for me: comfort and style. Whether I'm playing golf, going to dinner, I've got to have the right feel. That's why I've partnered with Linksole, and you're going to love Linksole. They have just released their new